What's up, Ranger Nation? It's your boy JB, and I'm here today with a review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers Episode 7, titled Beast King Rampage. You guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode review. Alright, guys, so this episode, it opens up and we're in the, I guess this is the cyber dimension, but we see Scrozzle. So Scrozzle is creating this dart. Now, at first, didn't really know what the dart was for, but then we soon find out that the dart is a plan, part of Evox's plan. And we find out that, you know, when Evox had Nate under the puppet's control, when he came to the cyber dimension, he had Nate create a malware so that, you know, he can control some of the Rangers' weapons. And more specifically, he has a weapon in mind. I'm like, okay, cool. Easy plan. I mean, it's something that I didn't see, and they kept this plan under wraps for a while, so pretty clever, I will say. So what needs to happen is he needs Blaze and Roxy to help execute this plan, and what he's gonna do is Evox is gonna turn into Mayor Daniels, and he's going to go back to Guerrilla Battle Force. Now, at Guerrilla Battle Force, we see General Burke there, and he's telling the Rangers and Commander Shaw that they have, you know, created a Zord. And Commander Shaw and everyone is like, you created a Zord, like, why would you do that? And actually, before he told them he created the Zord, he had to show this footage on his phone, which he didn't realize he couldn't, I guess he didn't know how to record on his phone. Then it shows Ben and Betty, you know, doing some combat training. Could have done without that, but, you know, it was okay for what it was. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it was just horrible. It was okay for what it was. So then, you know, like I said, he's been working on his Zord with Mayor Daniels, and he's been working on it with someone who used to work for Grid Battle Force who no longer works there. And we find out that it is Megan. I'm like, oh, wow, Megan is back. So, you know, Megan, she comes in and she's completely apologetic to Nate and Zoe. Now, Nate, however, is not really, you know, subscribing to you know, Megan at this point. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I definitely understand why he's feeling the way he feels about, you know, Megan, because she blackmailed them last season. So then Megan summons the Zord, and, you know, it's an actual lion Zord, and it's, you know, it's good for what it is. So then, you know, we see Blaze and Roxy where the hangar is for the Zord, and, you know, Roxy, she has the dart, and she just throws the dart at the Zord, and it lands on him, and then it corrupts his system. So then when it corrupts him, he just starts, you know, going off and just blasting. And Nate asked Megan, did she install a firewall so that no viruses could get into it? She says, I forgot to do that. And then Nate says it's Evox. Now at this point, I'm like, okay, Nate, you're being a little bit of a prick to her right about now, just a little bit. But I understand what the issue is, but I mean, you're still being a little bit of a prick to her. Completely. Alright, so, Commander Shaw, she sends Devin out in the Racer Zord to, you know, kind of stop the Beast X King Zord before it, you know, can get into the city and, you know, make any more damage. Because right now it's just in the woods, so the woods are pretty much okay. But she wants to get there and make sure that nothing else happens. So Nate continued to be just a complete jackass to Megan. When, you know, because he finds out that he has a little tablet, and he saw when the dart hit the Zord, and Nate was just being like I said, he was being a dick to her, like really rude to her. And so Nate has come up with the plan. What the plan is, he's gonna send Ravi and Steel into the field, and then Zoe's gonna help him coordinate. So what happens is Nate is sending Steel and Ravi into the field. What they're gonna do is they're gonna take satellites, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna send a programming. They're gonna set up the satellite so that way it'll, you know, it'll face the Zord, and when it does that, he'll send the programming to, you know, reprogram the Zord. So I'm like, okay. Megan says Nate that, you know, says what actually Megan was trying to talk to Nate again, but again, like I said before, Nate was being a complete douchebag to her. He wasn't like trying to hear nothing she said when she is the person that made this Zord in the first place. So That's kind of like Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue when that episode 2, when Joel was saying some Dillatron computer geek tried to tell him about his Zord, and the Dillatron computer geek was the one who made the Zord, Miss Fairweather. So it's kind of just like that situation, but different. Joel was just being cocky. Nate is just being rude as hell. So Megan, she stops Zoe and she tells Zoe like, "What I know what Nate is planning, and what Nate is planning is not gonna work." And Megan is like, "I know you don't trust me. I know I have a long way to go before I can rebuild the trust with you again. But Zoe, I do apologize for what I did to you guys. I was wrong. I was just trying to get ahead, but I realize now that what I was doing was not right." And it looked like Zoe is listening to her because she's asking for a second chance, and it appears that Zoe is receptive to what Megan is saying. So I'm like, at least someone is receptive. Now again, like I said, I get it. What Megan did was effed up, but I don't think Nate should be this hostile toward her because he was. I just don't think he should have been that way toward her. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So everyone is in place. Steele and Robbie on the ground, setting up satellite. Devin in the sky trying to stop the Beast King Zord. So Nate sent his programming. It did not work. What it did manage to do, instead of changing the Zord's programming, it actually changed the Zord into its battle mode, which is something that they did not expect. But it was something that Megan did kind of see coming. So Zoe is talking to Nate, and she tells Nate that he needs to put his feelings aside for Megan. Yes, what she did to them was horrible, but she is what I said before. She is the person who made the Zord, so who better to help than Megan? So Nate goes to Megan for help, and she says the only way that they can reprogram the Zord is to physically attach to the Zord. I'm like, okay. And she asks him, does he have anything that can help them? And he says, I've been working on something. So he goes to the battle bow. And then he says, so what they need to do now is, because it has, I think, Jackrabbit DNA and Gorilla DNA, so they're going to add the Lion DNA. And what they're going to do is they're going to create a bow, well, an arrow, so that they can, shoot the arrow at the Zord, so the way they can reprogram it. So then we see the Rangers. They had this, the bow. I forgot what they called it. So they have it ready. So Nate is going to take the shot at it. So as they get ready to do this, Blaze and Roxy show up with a platoon of Tronics. So the Rangers, battle with the Tronics and Blaze and Roxy. But Nate, he goes off by himself. He takes the shot, and boom, he hits the Zord. And now the Zord belongs to who? The Rangers. So so then the Rangers, they morph and they battle with Blaze and Roxy. So Roxy, she is battling the Rangers on the ground, and Blaze is going to take one of Scrozzle's Giga drones or Gigazords, whichever one you're going to call it, and he's going to go and fight Devin. So like I said, you guys, Roxy's on the ground and she's fighting with Steele, Robbie, Zoe, and Nate. So she's battling with them, and then Nate takes the the final shot toward her with the bow, boom, and she's gone. So then Devin is up in the sky, and here comes Blaze. So Blaze has a new Zord that Scrozzle has created for him, and the Racer Zord can't be used because it's run out of Morphers energy trying to stop the Beast X King Zord. So no go with that one. So Devin is like, okay, Cruz, I'm gonna leave and I'm going to go pilot the Beast X King Zord. So he goes and pilots this Beast X King Zord, and he transforms back into the battle mode with it, and the Zord is amazing. And in the end, both Cyber Blaze and Cyber Roxy have been defeated once again. But you guys are aware, we're going to see them again at some point. We're going to see them because Scrozzle is going to create another copy of Robo Blaze and Robo Roxy. But let's move on. All right, you guys, and then let's close the episode out. So back at Grid Battle Force, Megan, she is giving the Rangers the key and the activator to the Beefsteak's King Zord. And General Burke, he apologizes to the Rangers, from, doing this whole project without, their help. And it won't happen again. Now, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, no one has mentioned the fact that Mayor Daniels is not around. I don't think we saw Mayor Daniels. We didn't see Mayor Daniels. The last time we saw Mayor Daniels was when the Rangers took control of the Zord, and he walked out. But General Burke noticed that, and he didn't say anything. So no one's gonna make notice that Mayor Daniels is gone. Okay, I'm cool with that. I am. Um. So then the Rangers, they have the dart. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna dispose of the dart. So Ben and Betty come in. They've done something to their dad's phone, and then they see that the lab is a mess. So they're gonna clean up the lab, and they start cleaning up. And Ben, he sees the dart, and I don't know what he was aiming at. He has the dart in his hand. He throws it. It completely missed the trash can because it hit Steele's knee. Steele's leg. And I'm like, Steele's leg was far away from that trash can, so you have really horrible aim, Ben. And Steele's legs go on a rampage, and Ben and Betty they take Steele's leg. They take Steele on this little trolley, and they go running through the halls to try to get to Steele's legs. And that was it for this episode, you guys. I think the episode was a decent episode. Wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. I liked it. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to discuss before we drop off of here. Um, I wonder how long is it gonna be before the Rangers find out that Mayor Daniels and Evox are at this point one and the same person. I wonder how long it's gonna take for us to find that out. It might be in the second half. But yeah. I like the fact that Megan came back and she redeemed herself. I did enjoy that. Definitely like the fact that she redeemed herself. I think that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna do another video later today because I did see a article. Because I was just searching about the movie earlier this week, and I did see some news about the movie. It's a rumor, so I'm gonna talk about it and give my thoughts and opinions about it, and then we'll just go from there. But that is gonna be it for me on Power Rangers Beast Morphers, you guys. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, peace out, Ranger Nation.